condition. So it cannot be odd than x squared. So why don't I take a look at the 6. So the area of our rectangle, what's area of a rectangle? Per household. If 48,000 people live in a city, what is the best estimate of the number of total radios in the households of this city? So we're doing an estimate now. So there's 3.2 people per house. Remember, in an estimate, we kind of round. So there are 48,000 people. We can assume there are about 16,000 households, about 16,000. Now, those 16,000 households, there are 2.5 radios per household. So how many radios are there in the city? By our estimate, we get about 40,000. 16,000 times 2.5. Now you'll notice that D is our answer. It's pretty close to 40,000, but notice how there's nothing else even remotely close. 40,000 is our best estimate. All right, if x is 6x plus 3 equals 2x plus 9, what is the value of 4x? So if, then a second question. So let's solve for x, figure out what 4x is. 2x plus 9. Let's subtract 2x from this side and subtract 3 from this side. And we're left with 4x equals 6. X must equal 1.5. So 4x is going to equal 1.5 times 4, 6. Just some simple algebra. Our answer is D, 6. In the figure above, AB is the diagonal of a square. The square is not shown. Which of the following are the coordinates of one point on the other diagonal of the square? So we know that this is intersecting a square, which means that if this goes 1 to 6 is going down 5, so we know we are going down 5. What we have here is a square that's 5 by 5 by 5 by 5. Now remember, it's 5 by 5, but this isn't 5 right here because we're starting at 1. So we have to go 1 up from 5. And then what's our x value? Well, we're going straight up from 6. 6, 6. And we have A. Coordinates are 6, 6. The circle graph above shows the division of a quantity into 3 parts. X, Y, and Z. What is the quantity? We don't know. What is the ratio of the amount of X to the amount of Y? The ratio of X to Y. Well, remember, the ratio is going to be, we have 25 out of 100 compared to 35 out of 100. So the ratio now, remember, of X to Y, if we say of something, it goes on top. Of X to Y. Oh, and I'm sorry, Y is not 35, Y is 30. Of X to Y equals 5 over 6. Or, remember, we can read ratios. 5 over 6 is 5 to 6. And if they had said the ratio of Y over X, then we would have flipped those. But this is X to Y, 5 to 6. Our answer is C. A certain snack recipe contains only raisins, chocolate bits, and peanuts. 3 things. In the recipe, the weight of the raisins and the weight of the chocolate bits are equal. and the weight of the peanuts is twice the weight of the raisins. How many ounces of chocolate bits are there in 30 ounces of this recipe? So we're talking about weight. And it says the weight of the raisins and chocolate bits are equal. So we'll call both of those x. And then we know that peanuts is 2x. So how many ounces of chocolate bits are there in 30 ounces of this recipe? Well, let's add all three together. We have 2x, which is our peanuts, plus our raisins x, plus our chocolates x, equals 30 ounces. 4x equals 30 ounces. X equals 7.5. I divided by 4. Now, how many chocolate bits are there? Remember, chocolate bits and raisins are both x. There are 7.5 ounces. Our answer is B. Set S consists of positive multiples of 6. So set S is multiples of 6. So 6, 12, 18, 24. Multiples, right? That are less than 50. And we could keep going on, but let's wait. Now set T consists of the positive multiples of 8 that are less than 50. So we are looking for 42, 48. Now set T multiples of 8. You guys know what multiples are. We just keep multiplying it by 1, 2, 3, 16, 24. This is good practice for your multiples. See if you can get faster at these. 48. So now how many numbers do they have in common? Where do we see repeats? I see a repeat here and a repeat here. Do we think we have any other ones? Doesn't look that way. So it just looks like we have 2 pairs. Our answer is C. Oop. Now looking at this, we have a rectangle above, and the radius of each quarter circle is 3. What is the area of the shaded region? Well, first of all, area of the shaded region. Well, we know that each circle has a radius 3, and these are quarter circles. So if this is radius 3, this is radius 3. 3, 3. Well, at least now we know the width of our rectangle. It's 6. So the area of our rectangle, what's area of a rectangle? Length times width. 10 times 6, 60. Well, now what we have here are equal quarters, and we have 4 of them. So think of it as we just have one whole circle. Not the best circle, but we have one whole circle. And that circle, they all have the same radius, has a radius equal to 3. So an area equal to pi. What's the area of a circle? Pi r squared. So its area equals 9 pi. Now remember, we just put together our 4 quarters to make a whole circle. I could have figured out just 1 quarter and added it 4 times. That'd be a waste of time. So the area of my rectangle is going to equal 60. The full area, the area of the shaded region, will equal the area of my full rectangle minus these 4 little quarters minus 9 pi. 60 minus 9 pi, that answer is E. Of the 26 cookies in a tin, the most common type is oatmeal. What is the probability that a cookie selected random from the tin is not oatmeal? Okay, probability equals the number of our specific event times the number of total events. So we know the total events, if you're picking a cookie, is 26. Now we're looking for, they are not oatmeal. But it seems to me we don't know how many oatmeal cookies there are, so we don't know how many non-oatmeal cookies there are. There's just not enough information there. If they had said there are 10 oatmeal cookies, well then we know there are 16 that are not. Our probability would be 16 over 26. They don't give us that info. The answer must be E. We're still waiting for more information to get our numerator.